Let's talk belly weight. This is something, as we're getting older, you might be feeling that it is so much easier to gain weight around your belly, and yet it is such a struggle to flatten it out. So if this is you, you're gonna love what I'm gonna be sharing today, because it goes beyond the things that you've been taught here and there and a little bit ever in the dieting world. My name is Dina Merby. I'm a body balance coach, and I've been helping people for the past 18 years realign their body, realign their mind to actually release the weight that no longer serves them, flatten their belly, all without dieting, and all while unleashing massive energy in their day. So this is a woman and a man problem. You might find yourself, you put in the effort, the fitness, the nutrition, you end up losing weight around the belly, but then something happens. Something throws you off, you get off the plan, you get stressed, million and one things, and then you feel that you might have lost an inch around your belly, but then you end up gaining 2 or 3 inches, and you are flabbergasted, not sure exactly what the issue is. So today I'm going to explain to you 2 things with some little mini things under it, explaining exactly what is happening. Now, the one way that you want to see your belly fat, okay, it's not going there for no reason. There is a reason. When we gain weight more around the belly area, it could be hormonal that it's happening, and as well, it could be a survival mechanism for your body. So there's hormone and there's survival mechanism. This is when we look in terms of hormonal, a lot of women might feel as they're getting older and the hormones start changing at the age of 40, 50, 60 regarding premenopause and menopause, it feels like the belly area, they're gaining more and more weight there. And the second thing is that survival mechanism, and that's what I want to talk about with you guys today. Now, you're not going to like hearing this, but your body is going to be doing whatever it can to survive. Okay, and gaining weight around the belly area is the sure way for the body to say, hey, I'm going to store fat here because this is where your vital organs are. So it's going to be gaining weight there because you are putting it in a survival mode. And what causes survival mode? We have actually 2 things. There's actually maybe 10 things, but I'm going to cover on 2 things today, not to overwhelm you. One of the things that we are living through every single day that puts our body in a survival mode is stress. Stress, stress, stress. Stress of life, stress of work, stress of eating, stress of so many different things. And the thing is, your body does not know the difference between emotional stress and environmental stress. So if you have a project coming up, which is, let's say, more emotional stress, it doesn't know the difference between that and, to be very graphic, a lion coming after a person to want to eat it, okay? Your body does not distinguish between a deadline stress and running away from an animal stress. It sees it as stress, as panic. And if we're always finding ourselves in that stress state because we are not living in the jungle, we are not always running away or running for our life, we have these stressors that are happening every single day. Work-life balance, kids, sleep, maybe medication, maybe you went through seasonal affective depression, maybe there's so many things happening and the stress is piling on. And the one thing that your body is going to do when it's stressed is release a hormone called cortisol. And cortisol is that hormone that makes you gain weight around the abdominal area. So if you find that whenever you're trying to lose weight, the belly area is the hardest place to lose the fat, it's not by going and restricting. It's not by going and doing your 6-pack ab. It is all about decompressing from your stress to decompress the cortisol so your body can say, okay, I am not fighting for my life. I can just start shedding that fat, shedding that weight. I am okay. So this is one thing that you want to look regarding stress. Are you always in a stress state that is making you gain that weight around the belly area? And one of the biggest things that is causing stress every single day, that seems like it's the norm and everybody's doing it, it's dieting. whenever you're dieting, doing a keto, paleo, detox, and so on, if you're following something that you're always hungry and you're moody and you're tired and you're starving all the time, that is another stressor. This is why when you go through a diet, you might lose 10 pounds, and as soon as you get off of it, you might gain 20 to 30 because you put your body in that stress state. So if you want to lose that weight around your waist, you want to get your body out of that stress mode, which is how can we decompress during the day so you're not always like in a survival mode. And as well, you want to get out of the dieting roller coaster. The more that you diet, the more that you gain weight around the belly area, the harder it is to lose it if you just keep doing the same thing. The second thing I want to talk about that might be causing you feeling bloated, feeling fatter around the belly area is inflammation, okay? Inflammation is something that very often we don't talk about because we don't talk about it with our doctors. There isn't a test that is always done to test our inflammation, but you feel it. You feel like you're bloated. You feel like your fingers are swollen. You just don't feel good in your skin. And then we get into that pattern of saying, oh, if I lose weight, I'm going to feel better. But again, losing weight, if you're doing a diet, stress, everything goes crazy. But as we're getting older, as we're changing, as we're evolving, our nutrition should evolve too. And what I mean by our nutrition should be evolving too is as we're getting older, we might actually have more sensitivity to different foods that is causing inflammation, and inflammation is a stressor. So imagine you're stressed, you're dieting, you're inflamed, belly fat is piling on, and it's so much harder to lose it. Not because you're not putting in the effort, it's because you are putting too much effort and stressing your system, and it's not going to be losing around the belly area. So when we look in terms of inflammation, it can be so many different foods for so many different people. For example, for me, as I'm getting older, I'm like, oh, I'm not 20-year-old me able to eat everything and I'm feeling great after. I have gluten one day and I'm like, oh, I'm feeling okay. But by the third day I have gluten, I am not feeling good. I am swollen, I am bloated, I have brain fog, I don't sleep well. So for me, myself, and I'm not saying for the general population, myself, and I was able to diagnose that I have a sensitivity to gluten. Now when I have gluten, I feel swollen, I feel inflamed, I get bloated, and I'm better able to understand my body. So what I do, I don't live a restrictive lifestyle with gluten. If I go to someone's house and there's gluten in the cake, I'll have it. I'll be aware of what the symptoms might be happening, but I know what foods fit my body, not my mind. What foods make my body feel best and what foods my body is not really enjoying as I'm getting older, because intolerances, bloating, inflammation, all that can come up any time. But when you're aware about it, then you actually have more control, because true control, okay, let's talk about control. True control to lose the weight, around the belly area, is taking back control from the stress, from the dieting, from the restriction, and from the inflammation. Better understanding what works with your body and what doesn't work with your body. Better understand where you are right here, right now, not living what's happening 20 years ago or not doing what your neighbor is doing. Understanding what is working out for you, and then things are so much easier because you're working things out for you. You're decompressing on things on your own term, and you start decompressing, okay? Very often when I give a plan to one of my clients after we have our coaching session, they just end up following it to make things easier, and then they're like, wow, after like a week or two, they feel like they're deflating. It's like they're feeling better in the skin because we're getting them out of that stress state, because we're getting them out of that dieting state, and because I'm able to pinpoint what foods are causing inflammation for them. This is my zone of genius. I'm able to better understand what's happening, and that's all because of my 18-year experience in this business. So before you go on another diet, or you do like a 6-week ab format, or so many things out there, you need to take a step back, look at the stressors, look at the dieting, and look at the inflammation. If you're not able to look at those 3 things and decompress on those 3 things, it's going to be very hard to lose the weight in the belly and to keep it off, because it's not about losing it, it's about losing it for good. And if this is something that you're like, it's overwhelming, right? Remember, stress, low, diet, no, inflammation, understand the foods. And by doing that, it gets everything back on track and you start deflating. Honestly, this is the thing that my clients say. They're like, whew, it's like a load off. A load off because you know what you have to do. A load off because you're not doing it on your own. And a load off because you start losing the weight easily and freely without dieting. So this is the thing. When you're struggling with belly fat, these are the few things that I want you to keep an eye out for. And if you are done doing this on your own, if you're like, you know, Dina, I don't know what to do anymore. I've tried it all. This resonates with me. I want to just deflate. I want to know what foods cause inflammation. I want to lose the belly fat, but I don't want to diet anymore. This is going to be your week, because for this week, you have an amazing gift to work with me. And I rarely open this up for a 90-minute coaching session. So what we're going to do during those 90 minutes is you're going to tell me exactly everything you've been through. I'm going to better understand your lifestyle. Then we're going to build a plan together. I'm going to give you really the shortcut to get exactly where you want to go. And then off you go with that plan, and you're going to be seeing results if you follow it within 2 weeks. That's how fast it is. Because when you know what you need to work on, you don't need to go round and round and try and get lost. I'll give you exactly the path to get you from where you are to where you want to be with a quick blitz coaching session. So for this week only, I am offering it. And because I want you to have that amazing success, I am giving you a rebate on that coaching. And as well, whenever I offer a rebate, it is also accessible on my other coaching package. So if you've been hesitant about my health map coaching, which is my 30-day coaching, you get the same rebate as well. So if this is something that's of interest to you, I'm going to comment it right below or right above, depending where you're seeing this video. And remember, stress, bring down. Diet, we're going to say no. And inflammation, let's better understand how to eat for your body. Because when you know how to eat for your body, everything falls into place. And I love to connect with you guys. If you have any questions, any concerns, just comment right below or send me a private message. So on that note, I wish you a beautiful and a balanced day. Dina Berby here, body balance coach, giving you awareness with real information for real people like you that are done with the dieting world and ready to take back control. On that, have a beautiful day. See you next time.